Hi, I'm John, I'm a psychotherapist. We ask the internet to ask us some questions, anything to do with mental or emotional health. See what today's question is. My daughter is bulimic, but we don't know why, and we don't know what we can do about it. Can you help? I have to generalize. You appreciate I have to generalize in these situations when I'm talking in these brief videos. If we can generalize about eating disorders, it sounds on the surface quite simple. If somebody is anorexic, and that is they are just trying to minimize, reduce the amount that they eat down to next to nothing. It's generally speaking, and I repeat, it really is a big generalization, to do with some kind of issue to do with control. Now, control is something that we all need in our life, something we all want in our life, a sense of choice and freedom and autonomy, a sense of our own volition, I think is the right way to look at it. And very often, if people become distressed, what they'll do is try and find an element of their life that they can control. And unfortunately, when combined with other factors, being in a situation where you can control what you eat becomes unreasonably important to somebody, and the feelings that go with that become an addiction in themselves. Now, that's not bulimia. If somebody is bulimic, what they're invariably doing is vomiting up, forcing themselves to vomit up what they have just eaten. So they're getting all the food that's going into them, and then very quickly they'll vomit it up. And again, generally speaking, big generalization, this is to do with escaping some kind of family dynamic. Now, before you all write in and say, well, that's not my experience, I have to repeat, this is a major generalization. But what can you do about it? The old adage that you can only ever really help anybody once they've acknowledged there's a problem, there's a great deal of truth in that. But of course, somebody's quite badly damaging themselves, potentially to the point where they are beyond repair physically and mentally, if they are engaging in extreme behaviour when it comes to this kind of thing. And so it's really important to engage them in conversation as early as possible about it in a way which is not accusing them, but it's just supportive. They will often deny it to start with. And what we have to do is try and focus on all the different aspects of their lives. Go back to their basic human needs, those human givens that I've talked about on a number of occasions. And there's an app called Better app. I think it says something like a powerful mental health application. Download that. In there, there's in the free bit of it, there's an emotional needs check, and it will give you some idea of what's going on and the areas in which you can help that person to do some work which might bring about improved general mental and emotional health. But it's really important just to keep engaging them and get them to acknowledge that there is a problem, and that problem needs to be dealt with in a constructive way. In my own experience, that's half the battle. Once I get that person to my rooms and I get them to agree that the way they're leading their life at the moment is not helping them to get their needs met, all we need to do is find a different way in which they can meet that need, rather than starving themselves or forcing themselves to vomit. That's a brief answer to a very complex question. And I know as a parent it can be hugely distressing when you are watching your child, your daughter or your son engage in that kind of behaviour. And it's very important that you get some professional support yourself in dealing with the issue. And I think probably to answer your question directly, that's the first thing I would be doing. Go and find some expert help. If you have trouble finding that, please get in touch and I'll put you in touch with the right person in your area who may be able to help. I hope that's helpful. If it is, please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, and we'll tell you when there's another fascinating video coming up. And please take excellent care of each other and take really good care of yourself.